Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Nevena Bazalac and I'm founder and CEO of L.A.K.E Consulting, and I'm also author of Create Your Own Future program that this whole video will be about. Now, this program is created specifically for children who are growing up in institutions, foster care, orphanages, and in general in poverty. And the whole aim of this program is empowering children and raise the belief of themselves and helping them become sustainable and increase their value, their self-image, their self-belief, so they can really truly reach their potential. Now, if you're someone who work with children or know people who are working with children in orphanages or children who are growing up in poverty and you want to help, make sure to download my program. It is absolutely free. Just go on www.lakeconsulting.org and download this brochure for free. And watching this video, I'm going to be explaining you step by step the importance and how I created this program. So let's begin. How to use this program. So depending on the orphanage or institution where you're working on, you might have different schedules, but the whole program is created out of two parts. One is creating a morning routine for children that's going to empower them and set them for a successful day. And second part, it's about studying, reading, and creating opportunities for them that they're going to learn and develop and create happy environment for children. And this second part can be placed during the day based on your schedule. Now remember, some some children might go to school, they might spend the full day in the orphanage, they might spend half day in the orphanage, so you will have to adjust the routine. But as we go on, you will see that it's very important that you take around 45 minutes to 1 hour to set up children's routine. They should wake up early, and if you do this constantly, you will see a massive difference and improvement. So if we talk about setting morning routine for children, there is few things that I want you to do, and I want you to follow this specific schedule given in this workbook. Number one is prayer and gratitude. Now, depending on the country where you live or religion that you believe in and you follow, prayer can be a prayer that you already know you're going to use, or you can create something for children, but it should be turned around the gratitude and developing this feeling of gratitude for what they already have. Now think about it. If these children don't have much, if they're growing up in poverty, you want to focus on the things they already have. They have you. You're someone who is supporting them. They have other children around them. They have their friends. They might have some members of family. They might have some food and water. So you want to develop this sense of gratitude. We should all develop it within ourselves. So when you start your morning, I want you to really start with, I always suggest creating a circle time where children will sit together and you say a prayer if you wish. If you do not, you can move straight to the gratitude. And then you ask every child individually to say one thing they're grateful for. Now, if you have young children, they might not understand yet, but around 2.5 years, they should already start understanding this concept, and you should ask them to tell you something they have and they love. So, and learn them to say, I'm grateful for my friends, I'm grateful for being here, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for good night rest, and so on. I'm grateful for going to school. So each child individually, ask them to express every morning one thing they're grateful for. Now, if you work with older children and they're able to write, they have their notebooks, what you can also do is ask them to write down 5 things they're grateful for, and then depends on your timing, you can ask maybe 1 or 2 of them to come out and read what they're grateful for. So not everyone has to say it every morning. Next thing, what I want you to tell you when it comes to gratitude and prayer is that we want to start, this will come together when I explain you the part of visualization. but children can start expressing the gratitude for things they still don't have. And this is something that I'm going to explain you later on. So for example, even children don't have family, even they don't have a house or maybe a car, they can say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a car, I have an amazing job, I have my own house, because you want them to think about the things they want, not about things they don't have and circumstances around them. This is very, very important. And as you're moving on with your morning routine, you took 5 minutes to say prayer and gratitude, express gratitude. You move on with the next step, which is affirmation. Affirmations are powerful statements that we want to create about ourselves. And sometimes we even have hard time to believe in these statements. But if we keep repeating them, if we keep empower children to say those statements, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm rich. If they start continuing and we make it as a game, they're gonna become so happy and they're gonna start believing eventually that they can have it, because they do can have it for sure. So what I gave you here in this program is the list of around maybe, I believe, 20 affirmations that you can use, but feel free to create your own affirmations as well. And what you want to read these affirmations one by one. And for example, I am happy, and you ask all children to repeat, I am happy, and you want them to express as much emotion as well. They can be very loud, they can do the movement. If you want them to stand up, they can stand up, because you want to empower them, truly empower them. All right? And then as you express gratitude and you affirm with children, together with children, you started empowering them, something that we can bring into their morning routine is dance and music. Now, dance and music historically has been in every single culture, and it's the way to express happiness, to celebrate, to share with family and friends. And dance and music, when we physiologically and scientifically, when we start moving different way, we're gonna start feeling different way. So make sure that you incorporate the music session and dance session. So as the children said their affirmations, you play some kind of loud music, some empowering songs, and you ask them to dance. They can be silly, they can dance in a group, they can dance individually. They can dance in the circle one by one, however you feel to empower them. And you can change this from day to day or week to week, however you wish. But make sure to use dance and music, because it's such a powerful tool to start our day, to boost our confidence, to boost our energy, and put a smile on our face. And now that we have empowered children to really dance and feel energetic, we're gonna ask them to sit again, and then we wanna move to a section that's called visualization. And visualization means thinking about things we don't have and things that we want. Now, if we think about children growing up in poverty and orphanages, they don't even have experience being exposed and seeing so many things. So what I encourage you to do is use your laptop, use different videos, use flashcards, and start exposing and showing different pictures of luxury, of wealth, of amazing life, of friendship, of gratitude, nice behavior to the children. And then ask them to visualize, ask them what would they love to become one day, or who would they love to become, and then empower them to just imagine and think. Now, imagination is such a powerful tool. If you think about it, everything you see around you, this camera I'm talking to, this laptop, this chair, this table, was imagination in someone's mind, and they created it so we can all see it. So we very often really don't use our imagination as much as we should. It's such a powerful tool that we as humans have. So my goal in this program is, again, we started the morning routine. prayer, gratitude, affirmations, and then we had empowered them with dance and music, and now we want them to really engage and imagine, visualize what they want for their life. But the trick is they might not even know what's possible for them. That's why we want to maybe show them different pictures of different things, luxury houses, villas, if you can take them on a trip or bring another people to talk to them. All of this help them build the image of, move them out of poverty into abundance, and that's our goal with this section. As the children are visualizing, you want to remember that it's very important that they're not just imagining, but we want to go a step further and make sure they get emotionally engaged. Ask them questions. How do you feel? How do you think it's going to feel now that you have your own house? How do you think it's going to feel now that you have a family? How do you think it feels now that you have a car? What can you do with it? So play it as a game, encourage it. At the beginning, it might be hard for a week or two, but if you really believe in this program, as I do, you will see amazing results. And now we want to move step forward from visualizing to actually setting our goals. Now this might be hard if you're working with children who are 2, 3 years, 4 years old. But as they're growing older, you want to encourage them from earliest age, okay, what is your goal? What do you want to achieve? And then when they're old enough to write, you want them to have notebooks and write 5 to 10 goals they want for their life. Now, how should they write their goals? Goals, I'm sure you already heard this, they need to be written in the present tense, because our subconscious mind can only understand things that are happening now. There is no past, there is no future. And we want children to already develop this feeling, oh, how does it feel now that I have this? How did I achieve this goal? So you can write a sentence. I gave an example here. You can write a sentence like, I'm so happy and grateful now that, for example, that I live in a big 4-bedroom house with my family by 2035, or whatever year it is that you're watching this. So you can set it, so it has to be written in the present tense, but write it in a form as expressing gratitude, because it's really powerful, trust me. And you want to set a deadline, because you want children to start thinking about, okay, when do I want to achieve this? How old am I gonna be? And then the next step is really asking children, when they're old enough, they should write their goals every morning. This doesn't have to take more than 10 minutes. And together with, again, prayer and gratitude, then affirmations, a little bit 5 minutes, dance and music. And then we have visualizing just for 5 minutes, talking about things, showing them flashcards, images of abundance, abundant lifestyle. And then we ask them, okay, now write down, out of everything you saw, write down what you want, what is your goal. And this is the wrap up of our morning session, where we can finish. So it's not long, it doesn't have to take more than 40-45 minutes, and it might be difficult at the beginning, but if I encourage you to really do it, you're gonna see a big difference. And now we're gonna move to a second part, which can be used any time during the day. And now we came to the second part of this program, which contains 3 parts: studying, reading, and sport. Now, why is this important to mention? Some children growing up in institutions and orphanages might go to schools, nurseries, and so on, and then come back to the orphanage, or they're spending the full day in the orphanage itself, and they're studying and learning there. However, all of them, I would like to tell you, all of them, they need support in studying. Why? Because they already have, let's say, they're already emotionally attacked by the way they live and by not having the bond and attachment with the parent figures. So our goal is to really try and support children in studying. Now, study has to be connected with everyday life. Think about situations that you can create around your environment to take children outside and show them different things. And think to implement study that's really going to be useful for their future, something that they can use. All right, so try looking into things. How can I, come up with ideas? How can children become sustainable? How we can start producing our own food? How can they be engaged? I don't know, maybe they want to study it and you encourage them to cook for the whole class, and so on. Many orphanages and many institutions, they struggle with resources, and I want to invite you to email me. I left in the brochure my email, so you can email me, and we're gonna try to support your institution by sending some resources to you, and hopefully we will meet and collaborate as well in the future. So next part is sport. Sport is an amazing way to increase happiness, health, and in general to teach children. Through sport, children learn about following rules. They learn about teamwork. They learn about healthy competition. They learn about being better, about challenges. And children love to be active, and it's so important that they're engaged. And for sport, you don't need many resources. You can improvise. So I truly encourage you that if children went to school, you had their morning routine, they went to school, when they come, make sure that they have at least 1 hour of some kind of sport every day, that you come up with different games for them, because you're going to see how this is going to boost them and help them in general. And the last part of the program is reading. Now, reading books and different material is really priceless. And why? Because somebody can research something their whole life and write 100 pages book, and we can read it in only a few days and get their whole knowledge and experience with that book. Now, how should we read? Most of the people, they read a book, they close it, and they leave it back on the shelf. However, in order to change our way of thinking, to change our habits, we need repetition. So I encourage in this program that you choose a book of a month, and then with the children you choose maybe a chapter, it depends which book is, and you focus on the self-development books, focus on stories about children who succeeded, focus on something that they can learn from and really be empowered, inspired. So you choose a chapter and you read this chapter with them every day. It can be before bedtime, and you read on repetition, because as they listen it few more times over and over again, we start hearing things that we never heard before. We haven't heard it the first day, second day, or maybe they simply didn't understand it. So repetition is very, very important. So the goal is to introduce books about self-development, mindset, wealth, gratitude, goal setting. I have a list of so many PDF books. Please feel free to contact me, and I will be more than happy to send you some books directly to your email as well. And again, make sure that also children can write down some main things that they learned from that chapter or that book. So make sure they're not just reading to read, but they're actually reading to learn, and then see how can we apply this in our life? How can we use it? Now, I'm really, really grateful that you've been watching this video, and I'm hoping you downloaded the program already, and I'm hoping that you will use it, and I'm sure it's gonna bring such a positive change, because this is my dream and this is my goal for life, to just try and help as many children as possible. And the last thing is that if you're someone who is watching this by the end, you must be someone who is already working with children in orphanage, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because these children needs us and they need us, and if we change one life at a time, we already did so much. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for watching this video, for empowering children and taking care of the children. They are our present, they are our future, they're everything we have. Thank you so much, and please feel free to share, comment, post comments on this video, and make sure to download the program and contact me if you have any questions.